Hey everybody, it's Tiny Green at the Hoop Group. Let's talk some basketball. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea, get a nice drink, sit down. We're gonna go for about 10 minutes here. Let's start off with conference play. Let me put my one-eyed lens on here and let's start out with this. Ready? There are a couple of conferences that are a wrap. B North, it's a wrap. Let's stop talking about it. Middletown South has got that in the bag. Ready? A Central, that's a wrap. Let's stop talking about that. St. John Vianney has that wrapped up. I don't care if Manasquan beats them tonight. It's irrelevant. The worst they can do is 3-1 against Manasquan and Rumson. And nobody else in that league's beating them. How about this? Nobody else is going to beat that team, period. Manasquan's goal should be to play hard tonight, but then get healthy. Get Dara healthy and get rested. They got bigger fish to fry down the road. Now look, the game of the day today, there's no question, is in B North. You got Neptune versus Red Bank. That is going to be the game of the day. Why? The winner of that game is going to do one of two things. If Red Bank wins, they keep their hopes alive. If they lose, it's a wrap. Neptune sweeps them twice. They have a 2-game lead in the conference, and they're going to win it. Let me tell you some keys to that game. First, Desi Allen is not going to have the type of game she had in Game 1. You get one or two of those games over the course of a career. But you still have to keep her under control today. If she goes off again, well then it's a wrap. RBC is not going to win. The key for RBC is 2 players to me. Amanda Hart, coming off the bench, and Tia Monte. Now you say why? I'll tell you why. Because I believe their quickness and tenacity is going to be huge when they get trapped today. You can't always rely on just passing and good sound basketball. Sometimes what's more important than all of that is effort and athleticism. They're going to need that today. Now, let's move on. A South is an absolute war. Everybody thought Southern was going to run away with that division. But let me tell you what's happened. First of all, Jenna Paul and Brielle Basagno, 2 freshmen, have absolutely changed that program. That program now, a year or 2 from now, will be an elite program. Why? You got Basagno, who's a possible BCS player one day. You got Jenna Paul, who's a definite Division I player. Those 2, with the players like Ashley returning, have made them a beast. How much of a beast? They walked into Southern and they knocked Southern off. And Southern had a rough week. They got roughed up by East Brunswick, then they get roughed up again against Toms River North, and what's the result? Toms River East is now leading that division. Can all change in 2 days. Now, let's go down to B South, where Manchester has been great all year. Everybody was talking about Manchester, myself including, having a great year. They're in the top 10. They've been the story of the season. What's the problem? They run into 2 things. They run into injuries, and then they run into Megan Hughes. Megan Hughes goes for 37, puts on a show, bang, bang, boom. Next thing you know, Manchester has its first loss of the season. But here's the rough part. They have 1 loss, and the 2 teams behind them, have 1 loss as well. And guess what? Donovan Catholic is back. They lost 2 out of their first 4 conference games, and now guess what? They're 1 game back now. Why have they won back? Melissa Buxton against Point Borough, bang at the buzzer, hits a 3, and hangs a loss on Point Borough and saves them for that 3rd loss. Now think about this. If they had lost that game, they would now be 2 games out, and Point Borough would be tied for 1st place. Manchester has got their hands full, and they're going to have to keep rolling along if they want to win that division. And it's tough because guess what? They've been great all year. But it just goes to show you, conference play is different. 1 bad game, 1 bad night, it changes everything. We don't have to talk about St. Rose. We know Joe Whalen's team's going to win that division. Now, let's talk about a couple of other things. Ready? As we get closer to the seeding, what's going to matter? Let me tell you what's going to matter. How teams stacked up throughout the year. Now, some people are going to say, hey, St. Rose didn't play anybody. Yeah, right. Guess what? They went down to East Orange and they put it on East Orange. You can't penalize a team for playing who they play in their division. They don't have a choice. Coach Whalen jumped on it. He jumped on it. He called East Orange, and they probably thought they ate the cat ate the canary, or whatever the heck that saying goes, because they probably were just sitting around going, does St. Rose know what they're getting into? Well, guess what? Lovins Marciano, beast! Then we're talking about our girl, last year's freshman of the year, Lucy Thomas, beast! Then we're talking about our girl, Michaela Markham, stud! One of the best point guards in the state. Did you hear what I just said? The state, baby. Now get this. Jen Laurel. Ready? Rebounding, scoring, defense. She's a jack of all trades, baby. She's been off the charts. How off the charts? Every coach that I spoke to at Homedale last weekend, what are they asking about? Jen Laurel, tiny Jen Laurel, Jen Laurel. They love her. Jen, keep working. Ellen Stoll's been absolutely terrific. So St. Rose has been great. So when you talk about this seeding thing, there's a lot to be put into it. For example, St. John Vianney, they're the #1 seed. Nothing's changing that. But what about Manasquan? Manasquan beat Middletown. What do you put them? What about Rumson? Listen, take away St. John Vianney, who's the hottest team in the state. Rutgers Prep, maybe. I don't know. But I know this. The seeding is not going to be easy for any of these teams and the coaches when it comes times to make the picks. Now, I'll go to another topic. Just listen to this for a second. I saw something in the paper the other day talking about Player of the Year, All-State team. Look, we all have our opinions on that stuff. Anybody can say, I think this one, I think that one, and nobody is wrong. But let me just say this to you. The best freshman in the state of New Jersey is named Faith Massonis. And anybody who says anything different, you're being silly. It's ridiculous. There's nobody like this kid. We haven't had a kid like Faith in ages. And by the way, kids like Faith Massonis, they don't come around every day. They come around every once in the blue moon. So this needs to stop. Next thing, Player of the Year. Look, if you ask me to vote today, it's Desi Allen. And why? Not because of her numbers. It's what she's done in these games. People, this is not a kid scoring 40 points in a 40-point win. This is a kid in a 2- and 3-point game, overtime games, delivering the goods down the stretch. We're talking about a kid getting double, triple team, and willing her team to victory. Why do you think everybody's recruiting her right now? It's because she's special. So, look, there's a lot of great stuff going around the shore. We're going to finish up. We still have a couple of big games. Look, Manasquan versus St. Rose is a huge game at the end of the month. Why? Because it'll affect seeding. At the end of the day, the beauty of the Shore Conference is we have a tournament. And everything gets settled on the court during the SCT tournament. So I'm excited about that. A couple of more things before I go. We have our maintenance shooting on Sunday. Please get down to that. All the players, everybody needs to shoot more. I hope you saw my video from the coach from the University of Minnesota. She couldn't have been, Wisconsin. She couldn't have been more on point. Kids, you have to shoot during the season. You don't get enough shots up. We have our new round of core skills. Everybody get ready for that. I'm hoping to get the dates up for our academic elite, basically for Division 2s, Division 3s, and unsigned. That's coming up. And then finally, our camp schedule is up for the summer. This is Tiny Green from the Hoop Group saying everybody should support the best girls basketball conference in America. Shore Conference, baby. And don't you forget that. I'm out.